Gary Gensler, chairman of the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, recently testified before Congress that more transparency is needed in the OTC derivative space. GFI Group, an interdealer broker, says its model is the solution.
Some clearinghouses use access to the clearing as a way to discriminate in favor of their own execution. We've made the CFTC and the SEC very aware of how exchanges can do that. And so now, if you look at the conversation, especially Chairman Gensler's, he's saying that legislation needs to provide ASEFs or IDBs like GFI with open and non-discriminatory access to the clearing. That's very important, because if we can, in a fair fight, execution, we believe we can win hands down against established exchanges on the pure execution side. What we need to do in order to compete with them, those have clear and open, non-discriminatory access to the clearing. And we feel certainly that the agencies and ultimately the ultimate legislation will reflect that and provide for that.
Ron Levy, GFI's COO, says interdealer brokers may not even have to go head-to-head with the exchanges. He says the exchanges are expressing an interest in relinquishing their execution business to focus on clearing. But first, IDBs such as GFI need to wait for legislation that would allow them to work directly with clearinghouses.
All the major exchanges say, you know what, we just want the clearing part of this stuff. We don't care about the execution. You do the execution, we'll take the multiple execution venues into us. So that's what we, as a broking house, as GFI, hope will happen. That we'll be allowed to do the execution and pump through to the clearinghouse. Now, that model is the ECN model on the equity market, and we know what happens there. It's like, you know, the race to zero. Who can offer this for zero? Who can offer the service for nothing eventually? But from where you start to where you get to zero, there's an awful lot of money to be made, and a lot of it is down to the first mover advantage. If you look at a lot of this stuff, if you look at some of the dark pools, it's the ones that were out there first that won and grabbed the market share. And I suppose once again, that's why we're here today, is to let everybody know that whichever way it goes, we intend to be first.
GFI is headquartered in New York with offices around the globe. For GCTV, I'm Christopher Golke.